After 3 months of editing, I'm finally done with this video and I can upload it and be done with GTA 4. Let's take a look at some of these comments and see what people think. Wonder what your thoughts on the DLC are. This video's been done a million times. Are you going to perhaps check out the DLCs for GTA 4 now? Man, I really don't want to do... Oh. Jesus. Okay, roll the intro.
Dude. Boo. Watching you, greaseball fuck. Problem? Take it up with your boy Rocco.
You are not negotiating column inches and bar tabs, you insolent fuck! We are serious people!
Really?
Yeah, really!
No! Fuck off and go!
Now, I realize that I have just made a video on GTA 4 like a week ago, but this isn't necessarily a video on GTA 4, but it's rather a video on Rockstar. It's been 13 years since the last full-blown story mode DLC, and the major question that everyone is wondering is why? The simple answer is that Rockstar realized that they could add flying motorcycles and jetpacks to GTA 5 online to please the whales that want to look cool and milk their mom's wallet in the process. But if you want the more complicated answer, according to recent source code leaks from GTA 5's source code, it seems that Rockstar actually had planned for 5 story mode DLCs for GTA 5, but the main reason they didn't pursue creating these is because time was taken up by the next-gen ports and creating Red Dead Redemption 2. So me being the entrepreneur I am, I'm going to take a look back at the DLCs for GTA 4 and see if it's as good as people were saying or just a cash cow piece of garbage like Rockstar has been doing lately. The missions in Gay Tony take on a different vibe than the original base game. At points, it feels like you're playing a completely different game, really. And don't get me wrong, I love GTA 4's main story and character Nico, but if I'm being honest, the missions in the base game are pretty much all the same. You go through a cutscene, go game end somebody.
You fucked up my face.
And then you're done. I mean, that's pretty much it. The only real change in the game missions were the settings, and most of the settings felt the same with one exception, Algonquin. Algonquin obviously took the most inspiration from Times Square, New York, with huge skyscrapers, neon lights, and animated billboards, making it the most pleasing to look at. In Nico's story, it's not really used that much, and in his missions, it mostly just took place on the other 3 islands of Liberty City. The Ballad of Gay Tony, having most of its missions and side activities take place in Algonquin, give it an opportunity to flesh out this area of the map in a way that the base game kind of missed. The writing of Gay Tony takes a different approach as well. You can kind of see the early glimpses of GTA 5's writing style creeping into the way the characters were written. The best example I can give is one of the first missions. There's a man strapped to a golf cart and you have to try to hit him with golf balls while you're on a driving range.
Ouch!
Trying to get him to spill his beans on what he knows. You then proceed to get into a car chase in said golf cart, running over bystanders like you're Paul Blart.
Yo, Rocco, you piece of shit. What you got us into?
But the next mission takes you to an underground fighting ring where people bet money on who can bludgeon each other to death with just their bare hands, or maybe even throw in a baseball bat and a knife. It's like WWE if it wasn't gay and fake. My favorite mission is when Yusuf's pathfinding broke, leading him to run me over, almost killing me instantly. Then got stuck trying to leave. But hey, at least they added checkpoints, so whenever I died from my injuries, I didn't have to restart the whole mission. I also like that I was given the power of Allah himself in the form of a fully automatic shotgun that fired explosive rounds, and somehow the police were still so confident that they managed to shit-talk me before being banished into oblivion by my hand.
You're dead, motherfucker!
You fucked up my face.
Oh yeah, they also added that mission objective thing. You know, the one that they used in GTA 5 as well, which is just a reused asset, by the way. Very lazy. Yeah, Yeah, you don't care unless you're a degenerate who has time for that shit anyway. Overall, the main missions get a 10 Romans Let's Go Bowling out of 10.
Okay, $19 Fortnite card. Who wants it?
There's a bunch of new side activities to take part in, like Drug Wars, which is pretty much just you playing tag with a rival gang member's product. You know what I'm saying? Family friendly. Or the triathlons, where you race the most advanced AI that a Nintendo Switch can run in a multi-vehicle shit show. Going from air, land, and sea, it's pretty much just you like parachuting, driving, and then it's kind of fun, I guess. If that's too much for you, then you can melt your brain trying to manage Gay Tony's clubs while rizzing up the women that look like they've had acid thrown on their face or were transport for cowboys in Yellowstone. Even as boring as that might sound, it offers fun stuff to do while you're forced to wait a lunar year till you're able to play the next main mission. I don't know why they do this, but you sometimes have to wait in between main missions, so it just gives you something to do. And least I forget, the air hockey and the aforementioned golf minigame, neither of which I did. But from clips I've seen online, it doesn't look like I'm missing too much.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer? Every night.
I'd also like to say, while I loved this DLC and it felt very transformative and unique to the base game, the final mission made me want to die. I don't know what this game's obsession is with making you ride bikes on the final mission, but you have to chase down an airplane on the world's worst handling bike, and it is exactly as hard as it sounds. I had to replay the last mission like 6 times because if you make a 2-degree turn, then you will spin out, making it impossible to catch up to the plane, making you lose the mission. When I finally made it aboard the plane, I was so excited that I didn't realize one of the 3 enemies that I have to kill in order to proceed was role-playing as Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible, soft-locking me onto the plane and making me have to retry the mission one more time. Aside from that, the DLC was pretty good. Thought it was transformative, 10 out of 10. Put simply, if Gay Tony aged like wine, then The Lost and the Damned aged like milk you left in the sun. Maybe even soggy cereal. You play as the guy who gets his skull crushed in the first 5 minutes of GTA 5. Very brave. If I had to put the story in my own words, you're in a biker gang going through a leadership crisis. Actually, it's more like the meme where you ask your mom for Red Dead Redemption, and she says we have Red Dead at home. It's pretty much that. If I'm being honest, the main character you play as in The Lost and the Damned sounds like someone you'd bully as an adult. Not in school, but as an adult.
It's my bike, and why the fuck haven't you got it back for me?
Because you know where it is.
Are you deaf? Give me that whiskey.
It's probably why they did my mans the way they did in GTA 5. The wiki says that it received good reception, saying critics cited its improved motorcycle mechanics, dramatic storyline, quality voice acting, and new content that added many hours of game time. That's bullshit, okay? So we're gonna start with the improved motorcycle mechanics. Oh boy. The one reoccurring thought that I had throughout the Biker Bros DLC was whoever decided to revolve a whole DLC around the worst vehicles to grace God's gamer earth needs to be sent to the deepest depths of hell. There's a reason that the only time I rode a bike in the main game is when you're forced to. Because trying to drive the bikes in GTA 4 makes me want to Paul Walker myself into another universe where the handling isn't as bad. The weirdest thing about all this is that they did in fact improve the motorcycle mechanics, but you wouldn't know unless you go out of your way to not ride the bike that they said is the best bike in GTA 4. I'm not joking when I say this. The game tells you at the start that Johnny's bike is like no other. And it's true, it is indeed like no other because it sucks the most ass out of all the bikes in the game. It spins out if you run over a fucking microorganism, but if you decide to drive a different bike other than the one that you're given as Johnny, then you will see that they improved the handling of all the other bikes in the game. I forced myself to ride a bike for most of the DLC to feel immersed, but eventually I just started taking taxis everywhere anyways. Sometimes you're forced to ride with the boys like a real biker gang, and it would be cool if the AI knew how to drive, but the god-awful bikes are not compliant with the AI, I'll say that. They are constantly not able to make turns and are just running into you like they are the most immovable force on Earth. The main character also does a lot of talking while riding with the gang members, and that's fine. But Johnny will be talking shit about someone and they're right next to him and they act like they can't hear them, like they're just the voices in their head or something.
I'm surprised Billy agreed to this. It's the first smart move he's made since getting out of rehab. Yeah, maybe he's starting to calm down.
All in all, the bike mechanics get a 4 out of 10, and I do not want to see it again. Next, we're going to talk about the quality voice acting. The one thing I do remember about the voice acting is that Johnny sounds like someone who would have a hard time making any friends. He just sounds so whiny and cringy all the time.
Where's my fucking stuff? I don't know.
For comparison, Nico sounds like someone I'd want to steer clear of. But Johnny from The Lost and the Damned sounds like someone who reposts boomer memes on Facebook with the bad to the bone sound in the background. I would have a lot to say about the storyline, but I can't really remember anything about it aside from the basics. The basics being the leader of the gang and Johnny don't really get along. And eventually the leader gets arrested and blames Johnny, so he starts ratting on the gang. So Johnny goes over to the prison he's being kept in and game ends him, which pretty much just leads to the ending cutscene. And I know that sounds abrupt, and that's because it is. And I remember whenever the credits rolled, I was like, that's it? Like, you know, I was in awe at how abruptly it was over. For reference, it took me 6 recording sessions to finish Gay Tony, but only 3 to finish The Lost and the Damned. That's pretty much the main story.
My disappointment is immeasurable. And my day is ruined.
There are 2 side jobs featured in the Lost in the Damned DLC, and those 2 being gang wars and bike races, both of which I only tried twice. The gang wars makes you ride a bike and mess with other biker gangs. Like, I don't know, it's not very fun. It's as unintuitive as it sounds. The bike races, on the other hand, were a little fun for the sole reason that the AI actually had a microcosm of a chance to win due to me not being able to properly control Johnny's bike. Plus, you can whack other bikers with a bat, so I guess that's kind of fun. Overall, though, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But comment your opinion on the DLC and your opinion on what Rockstar has been doing lately with not releasing them. Maybe I have a bad opinion. I'm not really too connected with a lot of people. I don't really talk to a lot of people who game. But if you feel the same way I do, let me know. Or if you feel a different way, let me know. Start a debate in the comments. I think that's awesome that you guys are doing that. And again, leave where you're from. I think it's awesome to see all the different types of makes and models of people that we have down there just from all over the place. It's just kind of cool, you know? And thank you guys for 3,000 subscribers. That is so awesome. I never thought that I'd get that big. I mean, off that last video, I had 88, and I was going to be happy if I got like to 100 subs. But you guys fucking smashed it, and that is crazy. But also, huge shout out to my cousin Max, the Magician Pelto. He came in super clutch with all this music that he provided. All the music in this video is his, and he allowed me to use it, and he made all that music just because I asked him. I was like, hey, can you hand me some music? Because all the shit I used in the last video was copyright. So the video got taken down. So that kind of sucks. But I mean, still, huge shout out to him. Go give him some love. Show him some love. Show him what we can do, I guess. And thank you guys. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. That's so awesome. Thank you.